George Linley is the executive director of the Palm Beach County Sports Commission, and thanks for hanging with us up here in this beautiful spot. For you, this has been partially your lifetime. I mean, this when you talk about almost 2 decades with the group, you've seen the evolution. We all understand the evolution of professional sports, which is spring training. Let's start right there. As an old Braves minor leaguer, I know the Palm Beaches very, very well. But there's the evolution of the growth of amateur sports and the tourism that is tied with it. You've seen that happen over the last 20 years and probably even over the last 10 just explode.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. I feel blessed to serve Palm Beach County and its sports tourism scene. Sports has doubled in growth in terms of the number of events that we're hosting on a statewide, regional, national, and international level, and in terms of its tourism impact, the overnight accommodations, the visitor spending that's being created through sporting events. And we're very blessed. A big part of that reason is sport of baseball and is perfect game.
Well, expound upon that, because PG in its own, look, I've been, I think, here in these chairs for 6 or 7 years with Perfect Game, and I've seen us grow immensely. But I think even at a spot like the Palm Beaches, you'll tell me it started with Jupiter, certainly, and Roger Dean, but now there's more than that. Well, talk to me a little bit about just the birthplace, the Jupiter concept. It takes on its own, name. It's known as, for me anyway, the best amateur baseball tournament in the world when you talk about amateur baseball. But how has that helped, and now what's next with PG?
It has been an exciting journey that's lasted 2 decades, and it did start with Roger Dean Stadium when it was built in 1998 and became the home of, at that time, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Montreal Expos. It is now home to the St. Louis Cardinals and our hometown heroes, the Miami Marlins. But it was the first spring training complex in Florida to accommodate 2 teams. So in addition to a marquee stadium, we had 12 practice fields. And a couple years later, the first non-professional baseball event to take place at Roger Dean Stadium was Perfect Game. And as you mentioned, the WWBA World Championship, the 18 and under, the most prestigious baseball event on the globe from an amateur perspective. And it started in Palm Beach County at Jupiter, and today that event is known as Jupiter. And the journey has grown with Perfect Game in an immense way. Now we have a couple weeks of baseball tournaments in October, led by the WWBA World Championship, but we have now several age groups. We have Perfect Game tournaments taking place throughout the summer. They are one of the largest contributors to tourism and economic benefits that we have in terms of hosting an amateur sporting event, and they're one of our greatest partners and friends. And in Palm Beach County today, 2017, we saw the birth of Ballpark of the Palm Beaches.
Yeah.
And so now we have a second spring training facility that is home to the Houston Astros and the Washington Nationals. There's only 2 facilities in the state of Florida that accommodate 2 teams, and they exist in Palm Beach County. So 4 of the 15 teams that play in Florida's Grapefruit League, spring training, are happening in our county. So 1 out of every 5 spring training games is happening in our county. And that allows us to have 26 diamonds in close proximity. So together with the growth of baseball amenities in our county, we've been able to expand the presence of Perfect Game. And it has been a great relationship, a great partnership, and they are truly one of the best organizations that we've seen and been able to do business with. World class, from what they offer as a product to what they provide to the community and to the level of sport that they bring us.
Help me understand the local impact. In other words, if my son is 15, but I'm coming with my wife, and then my daughter, who is 12, is going to come along with, we're going to maybe make it our family vacation this summer. How does that impact your local community? How is the family benefiting from going on this vacation while son plays baseball?
It's when Perfect Game brings a baseball tournament to our county, the growth of their events and the fact that they are one of the upper echelons of all of amateur sports and the top amateur baseball organization that exists in our country, first it builds our resume as a sports destination. So it's been a magnet that has led to other events coming to our county. And from an economic impact perspective, the influx of teams that come over the course of the year is unbelievable. So just during the months of October alone, we're having nearly 200 teams, thousands and thousands of athletes, and family members, baseball enthusiasts that also will come to our area, creating a significant level of economic impact and significant generation of bed tax revenues created from overnight hotel stays. And the beauty about Palm Beach County is what you can do in our destination between the games. We do have a very diverse community with a lot of diverse attractions. We have an incredible cultural center, cultural experiences that we provide. We obviously 47 miles of beaches. It's our number one tourism attraction.
Yep.
You know, you can't come to the Palm Beaches without experiencing our number one asset, and that's the great 47 miles of beaches that live in our area. But we have 5 shopping districts. We have some of the best dining experiences. We have from the ocean to the lake out in the Glades region with Lake Okeechobee, part of the Everglades. There's a world to discover within Palm Beach County. It's one of the reasons why we're able to host so many sporting events, because not just what we can provide for the games, but what can happen in between the games or after the games.
Amazing. It's my October home, and I love coming down there. Thanks for introducing us a little bit to who you guys are, because I know a lot of families are going to visit more and more and more in the future. So thank you very much.
Well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate all that you do for Perfect Game and for our community. There's no doubt that we are a better county, we're a better destination because of our relationship with Perfect Game, and so we are very thankful for that, and we look forward to what the future will bring us.
I'll see you at the next big event, my friend.
All right, thank you, sir.